What's been
Oh yeah.
you got? I'm sure you guys heard about the shooting at the mall in Texas. About some people
Yeah.
got killed, other people got injured, and including the child. And let me tell you something. Why the shooting thing needs to change because there should be a law that we as Americans or guns, period, as far as assault rifles is used in the military, should not be in people's hands because people take that weapon as the wrong way because it's so overpowered. Because assault weapons bullets go inside your body and explodes and dismantles everything. Just like that Uvalde, Texas shooting at the school back in 2022, and all those kids got died, and it was so hard to see which child is whose because their body is all torn up in pieces because the bullet explodes inside of them. So
Right.
these guns should be banned. I mean, it's okay to have a gun, but not a gun that's high powerful to like
Like an
take
assault
another
rifle.
person's body parts out. So, what are your thoughts on that?
So you're saying you want a all out assault rifle ban?
Yeah, all our assault rifle ban. This is
Yeah.
just because look, there was a ban back in the 80s or the 90s,
It
but the
was.
NR
There's.
yeah,
Oh.
but there was a ban, but the National Rifle Association decided to unban that thing because the crime ever since they put a ban to the assault rifles, the crime has been low. But now the crime is on a rise and it's steady rising, and someone needs to do something to speak up and try to get these
So
weapons out of people's
would you
hands.
blame like big special interest groups like the NRA for you know these attacks or yeah?
Well, no, I wouldn't blame him. It's just the people who's buying them who is planning an attack. I'm just
Yeah.
probably blaming a lot of the people who's making their own decisions here.
Yeah, but I'm saying like due to the fact that like big corporate like firearms lobbyists or the NRA like will refuse to pass legislation to ban these weapons. Are you saying that they should be like partly responsible for these attacks?
You know what? Yeah, I changed my mind. Yes, they should be partly responsible for these attacks happening because they should have never unbanned that assault rifle ban that was here in America. And now too many kids and adults are dying, just innocent people. Too many of them are dying, and cops as well, and other people who's trying to help another person, and they're dying.
It was Bill Clinton signed the 1994 crime bill. That's what started the 10-year assault rifle ban. But in 2004, Bush didn't he ended it, and ever since then we haven't had one. So would you say that part that like 10-year ban was helpful in ending stuff like this?
Yeah, that Terran ban was helpful, but I think they should have kept the ban because if they would have kept it, the crime rate would not be as high as it is today.
How do you think the 10-year ban would infringe on like our Second Amendment rights to bear arms?
Um, I don't think I have any comment on that. I mean, well, no, it's just the bear arms with high power weapons is being used in the military because really guns are really not to kill people. It's really for protection. But we got a lot of people who buys a gun, who use them in their own hands, and what do you know? They start to shoot innocent people who seem like a threat to them, but they're really innocent people who don't have any arms, never been in a situation like this, and they just go up to them to kill them. Just like what happened with back in 2003 or four about Trayvon Martin. He, the teenager already had like a skittle in his hand, and they just go and shot him. So I think there should be a ban on some weapons that could kill. Now, well, I'm talking about the high powered weapons like the like ARs, like AK-47 and stuff like that. That's high power to dismantle a person's body. This should be banned.
So do you think, like small handguns or concealed carry guns should still be legal in the United States?
Yeah, I think this should be illegal in the United States because they even though they tend to kill too, but it doesn't kill as much because with a small handgun, it depends what type of bullet you put in it though. But with a small handgun, you shoot, a person has a 50 or 60% chance of surviving that bullet. Meanwhile, an assault rifle, since it fires out a whole bunch of like about 100 rounds per second, a person might end up dying 90% instead of surviving. Yeah, they're more lethal and more powerful.
So you're saying the United States should like outright ban all firearms?
No, they should probably just outright ban all assault rifles.
So only assault rifles?
Yeah, only
or
assault
like military
rifles.
grade weapons.
Yeah, those weapons should be in the military only.
So you're saying that assault rifles should be banned because they have like higher fire rates and are able to kill more people?
Yeah, they have a heart. Yes.
Whereas handguns are less lethal than assault rifles.
Yeah, handguns are less lethal than assault rifles. Yes.
So they should still be legal in the US.
They should still be legal, and I just hope that someone speaks out about it, about getting rid of these assault rifles.
Beyond, banning firearms, do you think the United States should implement other measures, like such as background checks or, mental health screenings to be able to purchase a firearm?
I think that's a good idea, but still, when people do a background check, they tend to buy a weapon for another person, and even though the person needs to have a clean background check, but secretly, really what they're doing, they're actually buying a weapon and give it to the person who has a veritable history of a background check about that you killed someone with this weapon or do other things you try to kill somebody with, and they should not be allowed.
Have you heard of the like states' rights versus like federal rights debate? Hamilton versus Jefferson.
I haven't heard of that. No.
This is interesting. So do you think the states, like the state of Texas, should be responsible for like, dealing with gun safety within the state, or do you think like the federal government, like in DC, Congress, should be able to do that?
I'm not sure. I don't have any comment on that.
Yeah. It's a polarizing issue right now, because of just so much money. There's no compromise, really. It's either you ban them or you don't.
Yeah. So basically, these assault rifles has to be banned any elsewhere besides the military, because the military use assault rifles in the military. Now there are some rifles that are maybe not as there are some assault rifles that may not be as high powered as other assault rifles, so they could probably keep some of those unbanned, but the rest of them has the blood that explodes in their body that makes them body just explode inside. I think those type of weapons should be banned.
But what about like hunting rifles?
Hunting rifles. Nah, I don't think I'd see any problem with hunting rifles, because I don't think on the news. I never heard a person getting killed by a hunting rifle since it's rifle hunting. So yeah, so you could probably leave. So I guess the United States could leave those unbanned.
So what do you think is the reason that so many assault rifles kill people? Do you think there's like a mental illness problem going on in the United States, or our culture, or what do you think causes people to go out and kill people?
Well, I'm gonna say mental illness. It's the choices that the people make if they want to do this or not. I mean, the choice is yours, but I think making it the right decision is better than making their own decision. If you make their own decision, one small move that'll mess you up, get you to prison, and your life will be just messed up because what you have done in the past. And basically, I think that's a major issue. So I remember the show called Beyond Scared Straight. Heard about it? I think there should be a show, since a lot of kids, teenager violence is going high right now. A lot of younger kids are get a hold of guns. They should have that show back out there to teach kids that if you want to do this, that you put them on this show to show what prison really looks like, what a real gang member looks like. Because look, they don't want to go to prison. They get beat up and get killed because a lot of stuff happens in prison every day. And basically, they should have that show back out there. Now, this will help to prevent the future
About gang.
generation about gang violence and stuff.
That's
Yeah. Demetrius, you're kind of frozen on my end. Oh, you was frozen.
oh,
Yeah,
my
I can
bad.
hear you. You was frozen.
Okay.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, I said so. Are you focusing more on, mass shootings or like gang violence within neighborhoods? Like, homicide.
Mass. Really focusing on both, but mass shootings is becoming like a higher rate than gang violence, even though some mass shooters can be part of a gang violence as well. Um, so well, mostly I'm focusing. So like I said, I'm basically focusing on both. So yeah,
I think that if you think about it, mass shootings and gang violence, like crimes kind of have different origins. Mass shootings are primarily done for attention. If someone
yeah,
has some type of ideology they're promoting or want the world to know. Like the Parkland shooter was like a anarcho-communist, so he killed a lot of people, so the world would, pay attention to him and his beliefs. Whereas, inner city or like gang violence, like between, rival gangs, and I feel like that's more that has to do with, limited resources and people fighting over resources, controlling this block versus that block. So I'm not exactly sure whether the same solution can be applied to both types of situations.
yeah. I actually agree on you on that one because other people they tend to want to get a weapon and defend to see you trying to take their territory. It's like different groups of people who is fighting for this one territory, and really that same territory it really doesn't mean anything. You're just trying to take over that territory to expand your empire to make Siege the strongest gang, who's trying to kick the other gang out or just kill all the members. I mean, I don't. It doesn't make any sense. You're just killing people. That's what you're doing. You're basically just fighting. You're just fighting each other as human beings, and that's becoming a major problem here in America, in other, and also in other parts around the world.
What parts are you talking about?
Let's see. Gang violence here in the United States. Uh, well, it's mostly here in America. I don't know about the other parts, but I'm sure there's some other parts the news probably won't tell us about or something like that.
Like genocides.
Yeah, genocides.
Have you learned of any genocides recently, or like
Um, Genocides. Yeah, I've been learning. Well, I haven't been learning about the modern genocides. I've been learning about the genocides that happened in Africa back during slavery. It's called the Herero. I think it's called the Herero Numbi genocide. Now, this was a genocide of a group of Africans and a group of Europeans who killed a lot of Africans. It was basically like the Nazi Holocaust, but it was an African Holocaust that they killed. So, have you learned about this in school?
not that one.
Oh yeah. What happened is that they're trying to take a lot of stuff out of history books and to cover up the history. So basically, this is actually a genocide. It's just like the Holocaust, except Hitler used gas chambers and torture groups to torture the Jewish people. And but this one is different. Well, this is the same thing, just like the Jewish Holocaust, except it's happening with this color of the color of colored people back in Africa. So basically, that's basically call it genocide or Holocaust, you may call it. Demetrius, you're frozen again.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah,
Can you hear me?
your internet's, yeah, I can hear you. Your internet's kind of going in and out and stuff.
Yeah, my room doesn't have the best service. I apologize for that.
Oh, you're
But
good.
how would you tackle, how would you want to tackle, the illegal firearms on the streets of the United States? Like firearms that are imported illegally or sold, without, prior proper registration or yeah, something like that.
Um, I think we should probably tackle by to see if there's like a hmm, maybe United States probably just do undercover firearm crackdown so the United States can pose themselves as a gang member, but secretly they're a cop. So they're trying to undercover a shipment of full of illegal firearms, not just firearms, but also illegal drugs that's coming to in America too. And just make which is selling those drugs, making a lot of money to produce these firearms to start killing. So I think there should be more undercover cops. So in neighborhoods just have a lot of crime and trying to see who is doing all these shipments so they could tell their allies and said that we have a shipment coming in, we might need to do um an ambush on them, trying to arrest them and get these shipments out. Or you know what? Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
Do you have any other, reforms that you would wish to introduce to the United States?
Um I would like to wish to tell the United States that just please do something about these illegal and high power rifles because they're killing a lot of Americans out here. Not Americans, a lot of Mexicans, Latinos, Black Americans as well. Like that shooting at the market back in 2021 or 2022, something about that year date. And just hopefully the United States government will have a change of heart, just trying to ban these high power assault rifles in America, so the crime rate will go low and people won't have to die every day as much. So it can be a lot safer for people to go outside, including gang violence as well. And I hope a lot of people just stand up and say, hey, we can't be having all these gang violence. It's just too much. Because
I
right
see what you're
now we're at the point that a lot of Americans are scared to go outside to go to the grocery store because scared of some type of assault shooter might come in and shoot them, or now this part is even worse that we start, even if a person step outside their own home, sign the back porch and still get upshot. So something needs to change.
How do you feel about a militarized police in the United States? Do you believe that the police need to demilitarize?
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Like, how police officers, sometimes or frequently wear riot gear or carry assault rifles or long powered or longbow rifles or shotguns. Do you think that the police need to keep that, for safety, to keep themselves safe, or do you think they need to demilitarize and become less of a military and more of a police force?
I think they should become more of a police force than more of a militarized police force, because a police, they only have like a handcuffs and hand pistol, and they also have shotguns as well. But a militarized police force, I think, is a little too much because with the militarized police force, we got a lot of prejudiced cops out there who might want to accidentally shoot someone, and then the rest of they're trying to blend in with the crowd who has the same gear and who looks like them, and they're trying to just cover it up and to say if it's a misfire or stuff like that. So
Do
I
you
believe that.
know what qualified immunity is?
Mm,
Uh, well, it's like when police officers can't get sued because they're like just doing their job. Do you believe that qualified immunity like should stay, or it should be like reformed, or it should go? Like,
hmm.
say a police officer, uses like excessive while detaining a suspect. That police officer can't be sued under qualified immunity. Like, do you think something should be done about that, or no?
Yeah, I think something should be done about that because this is hot. This is happening too often. It's like you're arresting someone and you're literally torturing them, like what happened to what George Floyd back in, trying to see a year date, but anyway, what happened to George Floyd? How they had to stand on their neck. They first they put the guy in handcuffs. Second, they put his knee on his neck and just say he can't breathe or anything. While you guys is sitting on his neck, you got this guy in handcuffs. I think just putting a guy in handcuffs is just enough, but don't put him on the neck. And plus, he was an innocent young black guy too.
Mm.
So yeah, so there's something had to be done about that because once our own cop saw that, they're going to start doing that to a lot of people, especially people of color in America, because a lot of black men are dying these days from a lot of cops, and I'm sure you heard about a black man got killed on a train station by like a U.S. soldier put him in a chokehold, and yeah. So any thoughts on that, Demetrius?
Um, I believe there's two sides of the coin. You know, uh, but there's two sides of the coin. You don't want police officers being scared to do their job. In a as they could be sued. But also, you don't want like the abuse of power that you just described to frequently occur. So I do think that doctrine of qualified immunity, or doctrines where police officers can't be sued under just doing their job, should be reformed and revised. But I don't think they should go.
Oh, okay, yeah. So anything would you like to talk about?
I didn't really. Did you see King Charles the Third's coronation? Not third. Second.
Oh, I have not seen it, but my mom, she's seen it.
Yeah, how do you feel about the royal family?
I feel like the royal family, they're taking on Queen Elizabeth's legacy and they're trying to keep the royal family alive. And I'm happy they're actually doing so many good things after Queen Elizabeth, which is their mother that they which is Prince Harry's mother that died, trying to keep the royal family alive because the royal family has been here for many centuries.
Right. Are you a fan of the royal family?
Yes, I'm a big fan of the royal family. Even though there were certain things I didn't like about what the royal family did in the past, even though we wasn't born at that time, but certain things. But but since they say sorry, I forgive them, and I actually really do like the royal family.
Yeah, I'd have to take the opposing side. I dislike the royal family and everything they stand for. Honestly, I feel like Queen Elizabeth was one of the better royals, and I would have rather picked. I'm glad that she was chosen instead of her sister Margot or any other Lord Mountbatten or some other crazy guy. But I
Mhm.
feel the royal family, just the institution, like what it stands for, is just racism. But when you think about it, oh, you're echoing a little bit, but
Uh, Sorry, that was my mom. She was
oh,
literally watching the pod. She was watching the
oh, it's fine.
podcast, whatever we're doing. I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, I disagree because when you think of the royal family, you got to think of where the royal family originates, and that's empire. So back when the British Empire ruled a third or half the world, and now you come to modern day 2023 where you have Sri Lankan artifacts or Native American artifacts in a royal museum in London, and no one's doing anything about it, putting these people on a pedestal. You kind of find that quite weird that they're still relevant in the age of republics and democracies. But I say not all of them are bad. you know I dislike the most Prince Philip. He died in 2019. I feel like he was one of the worst. The even till like the early 2000s, the royal family and just the British monarchy in general had a very racist policy towards minorities, just aren't white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. They're like they didn't have black people working like inside the palace until about like 2005, and they still had a bunch of just institutionalized racism, which I mean you can't blame them. What they stand for is the age-old system of white people.
Yeah, I agree on that one as well. It's okay if you share your difference. I'm just saying,
Yeah, of
everybody
course.
has everybody has a different opinion about certain things, but it's okay.
Yeah, everyone. I know a lot of people that love the queen or the king. I feel like I was a fan of Queen Elizabeth personally. She seems like a nice lady. And I believe that the goal of the royal family has shifted from, helping the Kingdom of Britain and the Commonwealth to just staying alive. So I mean that I think just staying alive has like forced them to be receptive of the public need and what the public wants them to see because they can't really do their own. They're forced to, you know, be popular. So they can't do anything that's unpopular. They legalized or they condoned, African rulers who they haven't in the past and whatnot. So I'm gonna email Jaheim. They just sent the link with 3 minutes
Okay,
left.
okay, that's good. So he's trying to sign in and get on the show. Perfect. Now we do got some upcoming movies I've been hearing about. Let's see. We got Blue Beetle that's coming out to theaters. We got Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which is going to come out to theaters and on June 2nd. We also got the Meg 2. Are you familiar with the Megalodon the shark?
Oh yeah, I've heard of the Megalodon.
Yeah, the Megalodon 2 is coming out. You've seen the first one, right? Yeah. The
Heard of it
first
though.
Wait, say what again?
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Oh, okay. You should watch the first one. It's pretty good. So at the Megalodon 2, we also have, let me see. Even though we also got Dead Rising, even though Dead Rising is playing in movie theaters right now, but I mean, not Dead Rising. What was the name of the movie? Okay, well, okay, forget about the part that I just said. There's some other movies that's coming out. I cannot remember. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really kept up with movies like that. I will. I will though, because there's a movie theater not too far from Duke where I'll be going. So
Oh, Change for Hope just asked me a question. What is it all about the movie? Wait, what did he mean by that? So, any other things you want to share?
we have 2 minutes. Let's just wrap it up.
Okay.
Um, you know. Oh, thank you so much. It felt like the best school for me. Just the campus and culture. I love basketball.
So, any plans you want to do when you graduate from 12th? Wait, you're in 12th grade, right?
We're moving to Kansas, but I'll only be there for a month until I start classes at Duke. So,
Okay.
you know, just getting ready for college, the transition.
Oh, that's good. Okay, congratulations for picking Duke. Now, for me, I might go to a college or maybe a university when I get to 12th grade. Now, I did went to a FAMU tour with my school. It's pretty interesting. I even met the homecoming queens and homecoming kings. It's pretty interesting.
Um, is FAMU like what you want to go right now? Where you want to go?
I'm still looking for other opportunities besides FAMU, but I'm kind of itching closer to FAMU.
Did you say that your parents are alumni from there? Or no?
Wait, say what again?
Did you say your parents are alumni from FAMU? Like
Uh,
graduated from there? Or
oh
no?
no, I didn't. No, I didn't say that. No, I had said that my school went to FAMU and we actually visited FAMU as a tour. We actually met some people and they're pretty friendly over there. By the way, I also have a teacher. She actually graduated from FAMU back in I forgot what year, but she's a FAMU scholar. So basically, she graduated.
You want to go to a HBCU?
Yeah, HBCU.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends that go to NCAT, Howard, Morehouse, Spelman, FAMU, Prairie View. You know, it's just a lot of those schools.
Wow, it's
They're really
amazing.
nice. But it was great talking to you.
It's great talking to you too.
Tune into the next Change for Hope podcast 2 weeks from now. So I'll see you then.
Everyone, take care.
Take care, Xavier.
Take care to you too, Demetrius.